The Quran. There is not much benefit in having the perfect preservation of the content of a scripture if we have lost the meanings of the words it is written in. You may be wondering, can languages really change in drastic ways over time? Let's take English as an example. If we were alive in 14th century England, the word nice would have a very different meaning to how we use it today. This word is derived from the Latin nicius, meaning ignorant. The word began life in the 14th century as a term for foolish or silly. Later it took on the more neutral attributes of shyness and reserve. Later in the 18th century, English society's admiration of such qualities brought on the more positive meanings of nice. We know today, even with this simple example, I'm sure you can appreciate the impact this can have on our understanding of a text. If we don't take great care in preserving the original meanings of words, then our understanding of ancient texts can become distorted. Even worse, languages can be lost completely. The ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs are a good example. This language, which can be found in pyramids and is made up of pictures rather than words, was lost for thousands of years when the ancient Egyptian civilization became extinct. These examples demonstrate the important role that language plays in the preservation of any text. The oldest Arabic language dictionary in existence was published within 200 years after the death of the Prophet Muhammad. The early compilation of Arabic dictionaries has ensured that none of the meanings of the words of the Quran have ever been lost. To put this into perspective, with the Judaic tradition, the Torah was originally revealed to Moses over 3,000 years ago, making it over 1,500 years older than the Quran. However, the first Hebrew dictionary wasn't created until the 10th century, some 300 years after the revelation of the Quran. Hebrew was a dead language from the 2nd century BCE until the foundation of Israel. As a consequence of this, Bible scholars had to turn the vocabulary found in Arabic dictionaries to assist in understanding the many obscure and problematic Hebrew words in the Old Testament. Because Arabic and Hebrew are both part of the Semitic family of languages, they have many similarities, and so the Arabic language has been used since the Middle Ages to understand difficult words and expressions in biblical Hebrew. Even to the present day, commentaries and articles written by Bible scholars regularly cite evidence from Arabic in support of a particular meaning for a Hebrew word or passage. It's a very interesting point that in order to fully understand Hebrew, the language of the Old Testament, Bible scholars have to rely on classical Arabic, the language of the Quran. What about the Arabic language in general? Is there any special benefit in revealing the Quran in Arabic? There are many benefits that the Arabic language possesses. It's an eloquent language with a rich vocabulary, which makes it an ideal medium for accurately conveying concepts and ideas. This richness of vocabulary also allows want to convey a lot of information in a concise manner. This conciseness has the benefit of aiding the memorization of the Quran. Let's take an example. The word camel. Here are a few ways of describing different types of camel using the English language. Male camel, female camel, young camel, a camel that drinks very little water, a camel that loves to escape and is difficult to catch. In each of these examples, multiple words are needed to accurately convey the specific type of camel being spoken about. This is because the English language only possesses the general word camel in reference to this animal, which the richness of the Arabic language, there are special words to describe each of these specific types of camel. In fast classical Arabic has around 300 unique words to describe every kind of camel, and you can imagine. Let's take a look at a few verses of the Quran which relate to camels. Then do they not look at the camels, how they are created? Here are the Arabic word used for camel. Ibili refers to camels in general. This conveys the point that you can look at any kind of camel and marvel at this amazing animal as an example of God's creative power. So the translation into English in this instance is an accurate representation of the original Arabic. Indeed, those who deny our verses and are arrogant toward them, the gates of heaven will not be opened for them, nor will they enter paradise until a camel enters into the eye of a needle, and thus do we recompense the criminals.